To be on our home field. Some of us haven't been out here for, I think it's been 30 years for me since I played on the Rose Bowl, so that was just a lot of fun. I thought we got a lot of good work done. It was fun to see our quarterbacks have success early. I think we have to really temper that with the knowledge that defensively we're really just playing two defenses, and both of them what we call single safety middle. So we were leaving our corners in a clutch a lot of the times. We weren't really pressuring, but I still was impressed with their performance. I thought we caught the ball well, ran the ball well. I think that, you know, as has been the case all spring, is we've still got to address our protection issues, especially with our backup offensive linemen. You know, we're still developing there. But I tell you what, the players, the kids, they had a great time. It's a fun environment with the fans here. And I was telling the players there after the game, I wouldn't say anything until the band quit playing, because I've never been since college since I've been involved with a game with a band, you know, so it was kind of fun to be involved with that. So other than that, it was just a good evening for football. So
anything you learned about the quarterbacks? Brio had a great game today.
You know, I don't know. I watched kind of the whole game rather than just one position, but I thought all the quarterbacks looked good. They all did some good things.
And the defense looked like it was getting after it as well. You've got to be happy.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, you kind of temper everything with the fact that, you know, you're playing against yourselves. And so, you know, when one side's doing good, that might mean the other side's not doing as well as you'd like. But we'll go back and look at the film. We'll see some things we like. We'll see some things that we've got to get better at, obviously, and we'll work on those things. You started asking something?
Yeah. Did Steven Manthrow actually maybe move himself up a little bit, or make you?
Well, you know what? He's consistently been a. Excuse me. That would have been on SportsCenter. Maybe not. But Steven Manthrow has really shown in every practice we've had. You know, he's had a play or two in every single practice that we've had, and he did the same again tonight. Funny, you know, right before that long catch and run he had in the 2-minute, we were talking about the 2-minute, and I told the offense, I said, the one thing we don't want to do in this situation is put our defense back out on the field. And he says, well, does that mean I have to run out of bounds, or can I score? And I said, well, of course you can score. And then he breaks. I thought he was going to score, but that's kind of Steven. You know, you see him, he can run well between the tackles. You get him the ball in space through the air or handing it off to him, and he's electric out there, so he's fun. In terms of moving himself up, you know, we're going to use all of those guys. We're going to, you know, we've got a good stable of backs, and we're going to use them all.
Just to follow up, did you say anything afterwards when you did the flip in the end zone?
You know, I didn't see it until I watched it on the board, and he didn't make it all the way around. So I guess if after running 100 yards, it's tough to complete a backflip, but I guess we got to get him in shape.
Ukrainian judge gave him an 8.
Well, you know those Ukrainians are sometimes with their judging of American gymnasts.
Did you learn anything from the offensive line or the defensive line? Or?
I don't know that I learned anything just in one practice. Sure. You know, it's an accumulation of learning through the course of 15 spring practices. But what you're looking for in an environment like this is it's different than what we've been exposed to the last 14 practices. You know, we had to take a bus out here, and we're in a stadium instead of a practice field, and there's more energy because there's fans. We're in our game uniforms, all those things, and so you're looking to see who can take what they've learned on the practice field and apply it in this environment. And really, it's hard to see that until you go back and look at the tape.
What were you gained by waiting for the quarterback decision until August?
Chris, I think what we gained by waiting on the quarterback decision until August 16th is just, I want to keep a competitive environment. And quite frankly, I don't know that anyone has just reached out and grabbed it enough for me to make that decision yet. So really twofold. Keep them competing hard. It's nobody's yet. And then, you know, I know how you feel, but I don't feel it quite yet. You know, I don't feel it quite yet like you do. So
I think Peyton Manning is best.
Can we read into Brett getting the first team reps?
No, you really can't read into anything, who got the reps, when they got the reps. You know, other than the fact that, you know, it's really right now probably a 3-man race. You know, although Jerry is a guy that I really like. I think he's a great competitor. I think, you know, he's very poised out there. You know, I really don't want to count him out of the race, but the way the reps were split up tonight was mainly to get Brett and Richard and Kevin the most of the work.
To come out of this, disappointment that nobody stepped up and grabbed the job?
No, you know, I would have liked to see that, but no, because I think they're all competing so hard. You know, I think they came out tonight and they all did some good things. So no, not really. You know, and I said before the spring we'd like for someone to reach out and grab it, but if they didn't, we weren't going to force it, and we're not going to force it. You know, until the 16th, then we're going to force it on August 16th.
To come out of this healthy today, how important was that to you?
Excuse me?
To come out of this healthy today.
You know what? That's important. You know, anytime that you're going 11 on 11 with your own team, you're taking a risk. You're doubling the risk of injury anytime you scrimmage, you know, because you've got 22 of your own players out there rather than 11. So, but I think the trade-off for us at this point in the development of this football team, it's worth it. And the fact that we came out, you know, as far as I can tell right now, injury-free, at least serious injury, I think that's a good thing for us.
Jerry Rice, he didn't finish the scrimmage?
He didn't.
Still with the shoulder?
You know what we did with Jerry, with Anthony Barr, with Eric Kendricks, and with Joe Fiore?
Yeah.
We had them come out and do the pregame warm-ups, and then we took their pads off and they watched. And that was the plan all along. They're just not quite ready to go full go. You know, full contact to the ground. They're just not quite ready.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned that the quarters were mainly on their own, but Tyler Scott did get 3 touchdowns in this. Any thoughts on seeing Walker get out there?
Yeah, I mean, it was good to see Tyler do that, and he's kind of done that this spring. You know, he showed up. He's done some good things, and he continued that tonight. He had some good balls thrown his way, but you know, he went up and finished and caught him and got in the end zone, and you know, he's kind of the star of the show, you know, and that's good to see. You love to see guys like that just shine on a night like tonight.
What's your largest concern on the defensive side of the ball?
My what now?
Largest concern on the defensive side of the ball.
Right now, I'd say my largest concern on the defensive side of the ball is depth at inside linebacker. You know, the fact that Patrick's been out, that Eric's shoulder's a little bit dinged up, that we lost Isaiah to the knee injury. That's my number 1 concern, and then my number 2 concern is depth at the corner position, but I think that helps on the way. You know, I think Marcus Rios, you guys have seen every day. I mean, there's been a steady progression there with Marcus Rios. So, you know, once again, it's like, you got to keep them healthy. You know, keep your starters healthy.